Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hello, Jay.
Gentlemen.
How are you?
I'm quite well.
Yeah?
Yeah, pleased to be with you.
I am pleased that you are pleased to be with us, of
Thank
course.
you. Gosh.
Yeah. Good day around. It's fucking cold out. I don't like the cold.
You know what, though? It was so hot in here from the lights last night,
Oh.
I went ahead and wore short pants again.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude,
Didn't
it
want to
is-
overheat.
It's kind of remarkable, isn't it? I'm asking Travis last night, like, dude, what do we do? This is crazy. You walk from this room right here
It's the
through
lack
the
of
curtain.
circulation, though. I mean, we just
Yeah.
close it off and...
We're like closed in here, and it's like a fucking, what do they call those? Like a sauna.
The hot box.
Yeah, it's a hot box. We're all, maybe we'll lose some weight. I'm like sweating and shit. I'm like, this blows. Like, oh, we need to have a fan in here that circulates and blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know. But he's so funny, man. When you guys left, he's like,
You're talking about hot Isis.
hot Isis.
Yeah.
Yeah, sexy hot Isis. He's like, you can just tell something's weighing on sexy Isis's mind. And it's like, what's going on? And he's like, I hear a hum. And I'm like, what do you hear? And I pick up your headphones because he's like, I'm up there. I figured it out. What is it, sexy Isis? I'll be right down. Come down. It's Jay's. It's Jay's mic. I'm like, there's a wire apparently running too close to another wire. And he's like, I put on your headphones, all right? He's just got your mic open. And I just hear, and I'm like, these things are as cranked. Like, he's got it cranked so fucking loud you can barely put the headphones on. And it's like, yeah, but if you turn them down, you don't hear shit. Like,
No.
well, I do.
I didn't notice it.
No one would notice it. But it's like, hey, if someone wants to make perfection around here, who are we?
We're all for it.
And we're already comfortable. He looks exactly like someone we know, just a much hotter version of
And
him.
I have the sense that something like that would have kept hot Isis up all night. Had he
Yes.
not solved it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm learning quickly that Hot Isis is one of those dudes that is just, he's not going to let it go. It's like, so I was up till 6 in the morning. I figured out a way to hotwire this and rewire that. And I'm like, hey, man, listen, sexier than sexy Isis. If you want to come over here and deal with it, by all means, you're more than welcome. So that's funny, man.
Speaking
These
of
nerds.
Speaking of hot Isis, man, I got to find the email that came in yesterday. I think it was from Cameron, who said, how about not call... Yeah, he said, gentlemen, thanks for Shindig on Saturday. That was a lot of fun. I'll keep this one short. On the subject of Travis Bully being hot Isis, that seems a bit demeaning to Travis, as we indicated.
That's what I was thinking
Absolutely
the whole
is.
time.
Well,
Like,
this is what-
anytime you add Isis, it's just like, ooh.
As an alternative,
offense, Isis.
how about E being called Mongoloid Travis Bully?
Wow. Okay.
I love it.
Okay.
We can do that.
Yes, we absolutely can. Might take a little getting used to it.
Mongoloid Travis Bully. Bam.
I would really more if you're really going to say something. I mean, that's a good. I like the approach of just calling me a worse version of him, but really, I would just say Fat Travis Bully is what I would say. But
Yeah,
I don't-
doughy, supple Travis Bully.
Fatvis. We'll call you Fatvis
sure,
instead of Travis. Fatvis.
sure.
No, I kind of like Mongol because there are some Mongoloidian features. When you look at how sexy and like there's just something in the shape of a face and the eyes and nose. What do they call that? The Brad Pitt. Like if they separated his eyes like just a touch, he'd be
Yeah,
like fucking hideous.
Yeah, the symmetry.
Is it the symmetry?
The symmetry has to be off or you look hideous. That was the point of that story.
Right.
Yeah.
So what is-
that actual really attractive people have skewed
Asymmetrical?
asymmetrical faces.
So is he bisymmetrical Travis Bully? What would he be? What is it? Would he's just like
Symmetrical Travis Bully.
he's
man.
symmetrical Travis Bully?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like that nickname?
I don't
instead
really-
of
yeah,
calling
they're
you
all-
E like
No, I like Mongoloid Travis Bully.
yeah, I like Mongoloid
sweet.
TB because Travis Bully. It's a lot to say.
The problem is it takes Isis off the table, and Isis is the best
know.
nickname ever. Just
Well,
Isis,
here-
just
my opinion would-
right off the tongue.
In reality, because of the fact that we do a show and we try to get new people to listen once in a while, I
Yeah.
would say that in social media and or off-air things, I think that you could say that, but I would probably refrain from using that on the
Mongoloid?
show as the name. No, not Mongoloid, but just the fact that my name isn't Travis Bully, and then I don't know.
Yeah, he wants his due. He wants his credit.
does.
He wants
It's very
Isis.
clear.
He wants that out there.
I see where he's going.
Yeah, I get it.
No, I'm talking about for people that listen to a show and then all of a
All right,
sudden.
yeah, concerned about the audience. I respect that. I don't know if I buy that, but okay. So maybe we just have to just keep calling Travis just sexy Isis. I
Hot
mean,
Isis.
maybe hot Isis is the way to go for now until we can settle it. But I like the way people are thinking because Mongoloid Travis Bully absolutely works. It just doesn't roll like Isis does. You know what I mean? Etard, Easus. It just works better off the tongue. So
You know, by the way, not to bring up not necessarily another story from Saturday, but I did think about this just now when you were talking about like some of the people, like we assume that people are at the bar because we've hyped it up and stuff. There was a period where I was sitting with two listeners, and then at this point I'm feeling pretty good. Have a few Coronas and stuff, and I told them like very loudly and obnoxiously two of my hooker stories that I don't even think that some of them were ones I maybe even told. Whatever.
Whoa,
And I
whoa,
go,
whoa,
hold
whoa!
on,
There's
hold
hooker
on,
stories
wait.
you haven't told.
there's
a
hooker
minute.
stories you've left on the table.
Oh no,
Jesus.
no, not on the table, I guess. But I guess I was telling them just when I can tell them that. Sense,
All right,
I'm
hold
probably
on,
giving more.
stop. Do we know every hooker story that
Yeah,
that you've had?
Yes, I guess you do. When I said that, I did.
Sounds
No,
like there's some question.
No, when I say that, I just mean I'm telling it more like
In depth.
in depth, and just like really adding details that we don't get to on the show. That's what I meant.
We've heard the full Chicago hooker
yeah,
story.
yeah, you have. But at one point, whatever.
We've heard the whole buying the TV a hooker story.
In its entirety.
But even when you say that you've heard the whole one, in reality, if I'm having fun with it, I can really get even more into depth about
Should we do some extra content today, me and you, and we
already
can go into depth on some of these, or have you already ruined it?
I think I did some of the. Well, maybe I don't know. That wasn't even my point of the story, man. My
Well
point was,
putty.
well, you guys forced this all on me. The reason I was trying to tell the story was
Okay.
He
go ahead.
interjected.
I know.
He said,
I know he did.
I hate to harp on Saturday again.
No,
but
no, I was
he-
wanting to tell a story, and now you're.
Go ahead. No one's holding you back. Go ahead.
You guys were.
Floor, yours, go.
The point of the story was I just realized for some reason now all of a sudden I was buzzed and probably loudly telling these two listeners who were interested in these stories, but I was like, man, if someone had been sitting at the bar rail, because we were kind of by the bar rail, and so some dude was sitting at the bar rail who didn't know the show and didn't know who I was, some dude just like, so then I'm in Grand Rapids, and then I'm fucking this cooker, and I don't even know how it's getting paid for, man, and I'm just like, holy fuck, I just thought
Wait,
about that.
someone let you go in without paying up front?
Yes, dude,
A
that was
hooker
a
did?
whole Grand Rapids TV story.
No, but you weren't able to fuck them. Remember, you were running around trying to get the money together.
You don't remember the story then?
I do too remember the story. The black guy said, I got you.
Yeah.
I thought you were just saying right now, I'm fucking this girl wondering how this is getting paid for.
Well, yeah, because I didn't know how he was getting paid for.
But you knew that it was getting paid for because
Not
he said
really.
he said he had you.
I mean, okay.
You didn't see the exchange of cash, but you've got to be able to trust this good man's word, right?
He sounded very trustable.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but I don't know. We needed money. None of us had money.
what does this have to do with Travis Bully? Are you trying to avoid Travis Bully comparison? Because I thought that we were still on that. And then you took us down this road at the bar Saturday
A
night.
listener wrote in that was at the bar on Saturday night, and I just thought it was a funny story. Man, it was supposed to be a 30 second to a minute thing of just. It was kind of funny that I was telling this hooker story in a bar, and realizing that if someone at the bar rail didn't know who I was, that might be kind of horrific for them.
He needs to be better trained.
I
If
think-
I wasn't paying attention, I apologize. I'm going to say that right up front. I thought we were in the middle of talking about Easus and his Mongoloidian comparison looks to Travis Bully, and I was about to go somewhere like remember that movie, Jay? And then you went down this weird hooker thing, and that's why I'm confused.
No, I
He just
don't.
pulled it back to Saturday for a second, which was fine. But
Only,
then it's-
only because of the email, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have even done it if it weren't for the
I thought you were
email.
going to say, going back to Saturday, something happened with me and Travis, da-da-da. I thought it was going to be...
Allow me to linger on Saturday for a moment
Okay,
more, if I
please.
may. The chicken share.
Chevry.
I had the chicken share, which I always tell the listeners about, and the
chicken
big
chevre. Yeah,
brisket sandwich and so
Yes,
forth.
yes.
The backyard Bloody Mary that you can get at Hamlin Pub.
Sure.
You know what? I figured it's incumbent upon me, as the reader of these reads, to try the chicken share. So I did.
Yeah. Oh, no.
It's too much sandwich.
What?
Number one, did you realize it was a sandwich?
I didn't know what chicken chevre
For me personally, it's too much sandwich.
It sounded like an entree that would come on a nice dinner plate, and it would have maybe some gravy involved
No.
or some
When you say-
breading on chicken.
When you say too much, do you mean that just
Listen, man,
you're overfilled,
This
or
is
you mean
this is
like,
what's on the sandwich. A chicken breast. It's on a bun with chicken breast. It's got BLT. It has two kinds of onion. One like raw white onion sliced that
Sure.
you get on a hamburger or something, and then one sautéed onion. And then it's got jalapenos, tons of them.
Yeah.
And then it's got your share.
What is chevre? What is that?
Goat cheese and
Why don't they just say goat cheese instead of all the confusion we've suffered with for months?
originated in France, I guess.
Oh, France.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So you had
so
but
it was just
wasn't
messy.
delicious.
It was hard to eat. It was delicious.
It was delicious.
It's hard to eat. I'm not a jalapeno guy necessarily, so it was just a little too much. The onion took some onions off because onions make me smell.
Yeah.
I'm
not a big
sweat
onion
them
guy
out.
either. I can do one, but
So anyway, when I do those reads from now on, I want everybody to know that they should give it a try, but maybe
Did you not finish
go with
it?
big brisket.
Really? I mean, if it's delicious, it was just too much. I mean, and you can eat. Like I would
I
love to
also
be
eat-
like, oh, he's a bird. He eats like a bird. Jay eats like a fucking absolute man's man.
Well,
you eat a lot.
That's the thing. I had a second entree. So when I say I didn't fully finish the chicken share,
Hold
well, I had a big
on.
salad. I had a big chicken
can't-
salad.
You can't have 2 entrees and then go, one of them was just too much. The second one I ate,
like
I
it-
couldn't even
I'm
finish.
not saying it was quantity-wise too much. It was too much on the sandwich, man, for my liking. It was just
Can't
too
you
much.
bib up?
I'm not gonna bib up proper at the Hamlin Pub.
Are you so opposed to a proper bib up session? What's the matter with you?
Send that audio. When we were talking about what was it the other week about like feeling those people down there walking all day to get their water or this or that or babu
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Jay just said on the air that he had
Yeah.
2 entrees and one was a little too much.
Yeah, it was. He got messy fingers.
No, yeah, the sandwich was just a little sloppy for me.
He got messy
I
fingers.
did. I went through about 4 napkins.
After eating a chicken
You know,
salad.
I went to this restaurant. Someone's like, "What is restaurant? I don't even know what that is." Yeah, I went to this restaurant, the Hamlin Pub, specializes in bar food, delicious. And
I didn't pay a dime for it.
no, it was on the house. You know, I was there just. But what do you mean meet and greet? What does that mean? The villagers come together and work on future plans for.
It was just a little
hut
much,
building?
man.
No, Jay's fucking fingers got a little sticky.
I
for
didn't
a
know
minute.
there'd be a BLT on top of the share.
If your fingers got sticky, sir, why not just walk 13 miles to the riverbed and rinse them off?
Is that normal to have a BLT on top of the share?
Maybe you should have asked that before you had a whole chicken salad.
I know.
I'm just kidding. I don't.
Delicious chicken salad. by
Yeah,
the way.
but you were able to. I mean, this didn't ruin your night. You were able to go 15 feet to the bathroom and just rinse, right? You were
Yeah, it
able
was
to do
fine.
that.
It was fine.
Have drinkable water at the ready
Yeah,
if
It
you
was.
wanted it.
Yeah, somebody actually sent me a diet water while I was sitting there.
Oh,
eating.
excellent.
Yeah.
What is diet water? Do you get that from a riverbed?
No,
Yeah.
clean, filtrated water.
Do you mind if I circle back one last time because I had a thought in my head to the Travis E. conundrum.
Oh, sure.
Remember the movie where the 2 chicks lived together and one of them was like infatuated with the other and started like dyeing her hair like her?
Yeah, single white female.
Single white female. What if there's like single white Isis and you just try to because Bully's got some shit going on that's right, that's well. What if you started like taking some tips, some grooming tips, some clothing tips from
So
Travis?
single white bully.
Single white bully, yeah.
Nah, I'm
and
good.
Easy, just try it for a week. Maybe it ups your game, dude. If it's like, I need you to use this level clipper on your beard. We're going to do this with your hair.
mean-
We're going to get you in some skinny jeans and some
They're just
$300
describing a makeover.
loafers.
Well, you're just describing a makeover. I can't wear skinny jeans, but you're just describing
Yeah,
a
but we've
makeover.
already got the model, dude. We know what you would look like already. We see what a properly done up man looks like.
Yeah, I
in
got you. I
you.
get
really.
you. I get
You know what I mean? Like there's no model me to go, oh wow.
If only.
if only I looked like put on this ensemble, I'd look like that.
Right.
You got a walking mannequin, talking, walking human mannequin.
Unless you want to count Chaz, but I won't go there. Well,
I
there,
almost
you know,
said it too.
And
straight out of Stockton.
I know. I was trying to be nice, but then when you said it,
I
figured
know.
could
It's
say,
just
he's,
low-hanging fruit. I know.
he's done. Yeah, he's ready
Sorry.
to show or something.
All right, I compared him to an overweight tranny. I'm sorry, Mike. I won't do it again.
Supposed to say
Not
that
today.
word more.
Overweight.
I don't
What's
like
up, guys?
this. I don't like during this no more. I don't like during this. It's not
You were
good.
just spending an
Mental
hour,
health.
like 20 minutes
You know
talking
what?
about me.
That's your role. You fucking
know.
retarded looking
I
bully.
know, but still.
Can't say that word anymore.
What came first, the bully or the E? Who came first? Who wore it best?
Gross.
Oh, I think he's older than me for one. So
Copycat.
So you're copying bully's
cheap
look.
facsimile.
Sure.
Yeah. Get it now.
Hey, everybody, you have not heard the last of our friend, accountant Kyle Mayer. True, tax day April 15th is long gone, but if you're a late filer or your business is in need of bookkeeping and accounting, call Kyle. He's a pro. You can trust him. Call accountant Kyle Mayer today, 248-521-0016.
I'm assuming you guys did not watch the
Goat.
The goat. The
No, I did not just randomly
God.
watch
God.
Yeah,
the
Game
final
of Thrones.
episode.
I like that.
Yeah, I
when they
wasn't
do
gonna
it-
really tune into the last
Maybe I
one.
should have. Just to
Dude,
be like,
You know what's
I-
funny, man? I perused some of the articles today, and I'm like, why am I don't even know who John is or the
I know.
Mother of Dragons. I'm like, what am I doing here?
I have to highlight anytime I pull like a story on GOT, and I do respect that when they do it, they capital G, lowercase o, capital
Got,
T.
yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay, for Game of Thrones,
Yeah,
I
not
respect
goat,
that.
got.
Whenever I highlight stories on Game of Thrones, I'm like, oh yeah, I got to remember, two guys here have no idea who these people are, so I can't be discussing plot lines with you guys.
Well, we can talk about the water bottle that was seen in one of the scenes.
Some of the stupid things like that, or the whole idea of final episodes
Yeah.
of something, you know what I mean? Like, when you've got a change.org petition going around that over 1 million people have signed, we need to redo season 8 and get new writers and redo. And I'm like, who the fuck are you, sir?
It's not your
that is
thing.
demanding that someone. I don't like the way this is going. You haven't even seen the final episode yet. This has been going on for 2 weeks, and people already have decided that it sucks.
I think
You've ruined
your
it.
I think your Indian guy can apply here too. What is the final episode?
What do you mean final
episode? Final episode of GOT?
Got? You mean goat? Did you lose your final family goat? Is that what's going on here?
No. We're talking about a TV show.
What
that
is
we really,
TV?
really got
that you
into.
can watch in your spare time.
What is spare time? What is a show? TV. What are you talking about? You can watch
hours
it.
upon hours of spare time you have each day
Right.
as an American.
Come on, Mubarak. You know when you're sitting on the couch, laying around, you just kind of chilling.
Couch bed, you got it.
Couch bed. Throw some blankets down to put. What is a couch?
What is a bed?
What do you mean? So, hold on. You
What is
go-
sitting?
Right.
You have what is this? You say living room. You mean house, right? You mean hut? Hut? No. Wait, hold on. You have mud walls inside part of the structure,
Separated off from
separated
other parts
to
of
other. What are you talking about?
Yeah, so
They're all
million
in
people.
the Flintstones. Yeah, 1 million people.
People
I want to
signed.
do it different. Hashtag do better. Okay.
Is that bad, huh? How do you feel about it personally? Okay, or
Yeah, I'm fine. It's a fucking
yeah.
TV show.
But But do you feel like there are a couple things they should have done differently?
I got a text from Derek. Like, I watched the Dragon one from a week ago or whatever when he just mowed down everybody and the whole scene. I'm like, yes, yeah, I love the Dragon. He's so cool. And then Derek texts me, fucking shows sucks. But he was devastated. He's in California. He's pissed because it's raining. And then he's pissed because Game of Thrones isn't, but he's one of these that's probably read all the books.
Yeah.
And so he, is disappointed. And I started to read. I'm like, what are people all pissed off about? 'Cause I'm not going to notice the Starbucks coffee thing or whatever it was, or the water bottle,
Or hold it against them? You want to hold that against them?
dude,
These things happen.
whatever. Like, I'm watching. It's like I could watch that 1,000 times. I'd never notice it. I just wouldn't. I'm just not paying that much attention. And so I'm just a fan of the show. I like the show. I know the ebbs and flows, but I get what people are bitching about. Like, it takes a shitload of money and time to film these, and they'll go 2 years between seasons, and so it's like this is the final season, and then you find out it's only 6 episodes, and it's like they used to be 10, then they were 8,
Wow.
and it's like
Senioritis,
on?
righty? That's
Yeah,
what he said the other
exactly,
day.
right.
Well,
then it turns
it's
out they
not
had
that.
that-
It's George R.R. Martin
Right.
hadn't finished the story yet. Like, when they started filming this thing, he'd had 6 books or whatever it was, I don't know.
Well, from what I understand, the screenwriters had to just totally deviate from him
to
because
guess.
he still has 2 more books to go, doesn't he?
Right. And so you
that'll be
don't know
fun.
the end. You don't know what George R.R. Martin
Would have done with it.
would have done with it. And so they said, without that at least outline, so that it's never going to be like the book, and everyone's going to, the book was better, no matter what movie you make out of it. Mm-hmm. But this one, you didn't have any idea where he was going. I mean, George R.R. Martin in the books, I think, or at least in Game of Thrones, the show that we've been watching for 9 years, kills off major characters all the time without even thinking about it. Huge plot twists, and then so this season's just seemed really rushed. Like, all the detail that went into building these characters' story arcs over these years, where you really saw them go through, how this person got to this point from where they came from. You almost live out their pain, and you see it. And now it's like in an episode they totally change on a dime, and it's like, wait, whoa, holy shit, what happened there? And so I get that it seems very rushed, and a lot of people are like, what? So what was the point? Like, Why have an hour and 30-minute show here? Why not just break that into 2 episodes so you can play the fucking storyline out better? So what's the worst? We wait a couple more months and you have
So everything was
eight
rushed.
episodes instead of
Felt
10.
it felt rushed.
That's what it feels like.
Huh.
That's what it feels like. So some people liked it, some people hated it, but I love people like this taking to Twitter. It's like, for what it's worth, laughing my ass off, all caps. I can't breathe. They did it again. First Starbucks, now a water bottle. This show is a joke.
Dude, you know what I'm just
The final episode, blah, blah. This show is a joke. You've spent 9 years loving this show, and it's like, it's a joke now. Okay.
I started, as you know, as we mentioned, finally listening to Heroin has a good publicist, the
Great.
J. Chris Newberg podcast.
Great publicist.
What did I just say? Great. I thought I
Good.
said great. Oh, sorry.
It's not just good. It's
Oh,
great.
It's great. Anyway, point is, I'm just catching up, but I listened to his episode we did on criticism and like what it's, you know, and in the our entertainment industry, what criticism is like, and it's like reading these things that Mike reads. It's like, yeah, I get it. You've spent 9 years. It doesn't mean that you can't have an opinion on what the episode, on what you're. Of course you can. But to type them out, but these are petitions. You know, you didn't create it. You're not the person.
No.
It is what it is, man. This is what they did. It doesn't mean it can't suck, but it doesn't mean that you have a right to fucking to sit there
To
and do
bitch
that.
about it and to cry about it and go, and
Totally have a right to bitch about it.
I mean, you
I
can-
don't see the use of it.
That's
to,
what I
to
kind of.
E's point.
That's more what I mean.
Fucking
yeah.
waste of energy, and it's
Well-
just weird that you would put your energy into hating
Just
on
feel
shit.
that and go whatever amongst your few
Yeah,
friends. If you
okay.
want to talk about it
Yeah,
and kind of
right,
go.
right. But
Yeah.
to post it publicly, I want everyone to know how I felt about it.
But it goes a
Scream
little-
into the canyon.
there are people that literally think that, you know what, this change.org thing, we're going to make this happen. We are going to demand, we are going to force them, the creators of this show, to fix this
Redo it.
wrong,
I was gonna say,
redo it.
to
It's
come
like,
back for
what?
free or what? Are they going to pay them the money? Is this a petition going to also have a GoFundMe?
They deserved more, E.
Who knows? I mean, I was fine with it. They wrapped it up, and you know, people probably haven't watched. A lot of people haven't watched it, so I won't
It's
say anything.
impossible to wrap shows up on some.
Well,
and-
that's where I was going to go, E, is that these final episodes, okay, when it's like nobody's ever happy with a final episode, whether it's Seinfeld or Friends. When I'm reading the numbers on Game of Thrones, and you got like, so it's the most watched episode ever was The Bells, which is the one I was telling about, the dragon that flies over and murders all the people and all that. Approximately 600,000 more views than the next most watched episode, which is the 3rd of season 8, which was the, you know, so this season, it's like, who are these 600,000 more people that are jumping into a series?
Right.
Like, it's one thing if it's Seinfeld, you know, where they don't
yeah.
string together. It's not a whole fucking 9-year arc of a story. It's like individual episodic TV. And Friends, you can jump into Friends anywhere. Sometimes they'll have a storyline through a season, they're getting pregnant or whatever. For the most part, the jokes work. The cast is cute, and you can watch a half hour and go, let's see what they did for the finale. Game of Thrones.
I guess I could see, though, it's so inundated our culture, and everywhere you look, there's headlines about it. I could see 600,000 people around the world just going, what is this? Turning it on? I don't know. Like, didn't T-Roy do that the other day? You walked in and he's watching Game of Thrones?
Yeah, but T-Roy lives on his cell phone, so he's watching it, but he's on his phone, you know, doing
I'm just
whatever he's
saying,
doing.
like, it's so inundated. I felt like I ought to have at least seen an episode to
Yeah.
at least know the basic characters.
But you wouldn't know the basic characters. That's what I mean with in-depthness. It's like, dude, it's so, like, you'd be going, why is she all mad about that? It's like, well, it goes back to this kingdom that she fucking family
Yeah.
ran for. You know, it's just,
I just don't see the 600,000 as that remarkable.
Well, they said-
because you're going to get even more for this last one. So where's that come from? It comes from more people going, wow, this is like a cultural phenomenon. Let me tune into this.
yeah. Well, according to HBO, the episodes from the final installment of the series averaged 43 million views each. That's more than 10 million more viewers each episode than season 7. And it's like, okay, like if someone went, like I've done that before. They're in season 5 of Breaking Bad, and it's like, I would never jump into season 5. I'd just go to the beginning and binge watch and be like, oh my God, this is amazing, and then catch up to people. Did that with Walking Dead. But people that would jump into I don't know, it just seems odd to me, that's all. And then these, but I think the problem with the final episode, the final thing, this is the last one. Like, before you get to the last episode, the final one, there's always a chance that they're going to fucking fix it and get it right before it's too late and it's over.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Totally.
You're leading up all year to this. and we're gonna have the, oh my God, it ends. Oh, with only 2 weeks left. Oh, only 2 episodes left. Oh my God, next week, tonight is the, and they're on HBO 10, 9, 8, 7. They're counting down, and it's like, they better get this fucking right. Last week, you can see the bumblingness kind of coming along and people's dismay, but they're all fucking holding out hope, fingers crossed, that it's going to be amazing, and it's going to work just how everybody on the planet wants it.
It's impossible.
It's
when you have this many
impossible.
storylines and characters and shit, and it's gone that long, it's absolutely impossible.
Yeah, and I'll say this: they did a better job than other shows we've seen. Lost. Lost just went, fuck it, wrap up these 3 storylines, and the other 100 that everyone's asking about every day, fuck them, just throw them out like they didn't happen. And we laugh about it now, but Game of Thrones at least tied up storylines and had characters that went in directions that it was like, yeah, that's fitting, Some of it's out of left field, I get it, and there's probably some people that are really pissed off, and I understand that too, but it's a fucking TV show.
It's
a TV show.
I was telling that to Jay. Like, that's why
Larry
David has said he will never do a finale for Curb.
Yeah.
It'll just he might do some more episodes at some point. He might not. But after him coming back to help on Seinfeld, their final episode, and just having people murder him for it, he's like, whatever, man. I'm
It'll
not
just
going
be
to
a
sit here.
last episode,
Yeah,
whichever one they do last.
Right. That'll just be it.
Yeah.
He said he would never do that on the
I just
show.
assume that when you're doing a show like that, like Game of Thrones or Lost especially, where you're inventing something. It's not, you're not just writing a story of a baseball season. You're inventing it. It's like, wouldn't you think before you went to pitch a network, you would have a full story? Like,
I don't think so. I think that
like
honestly,
Lost not having any clue where they're going. Like, how do you even get off the ground? It's like, so they're on an island. Wouldn't you just be going, well, how did they get? Like, why would they?
How they get off?
Well,
We'll figure that out.
In time.
We're going to take the country for a wild ride here.
Don't you
and then
think
we'll tie it up, quote unquote.
I mean, that's kind of like what's the one you really like, Jay? Is it the Ring or whatever, Lord of the Rings?
Yeah,
Are those the ones you like?
Yep.
Yeah. And so when were those books written? Like 1996 or some shit? I'm kidding. I did that for you. Those books are written a long fucking time ago.
30s, yeah, 30s.
And the whole thing was done. This
Maybe
is it.
40s, yeah.
Yep.
Yes,
Here
there
we
it
go.
was.
There it is. This is it. This is what we have to work with. Is this? Mm-hmm. And then you make your movies. What's so hard about that?
I think though, honestly, and I know now it's weird because now we've gotten into TV shows. Now in the last 10 years and stuff, shows have become these things where they, continually storylines. But when you go back to things like Seinfeld or Friends or those kind of shows, dude, I don't think they do know. I think sometimes they're like, shit. These shows
no. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking specifically about the Lost or the Game of Thrones.
I still think sometimes, I really bet sometimes TV shows, everything is so hit or miss. So they don't know if it's going to go 2 seasons and then be done. And
most of them don't.
I think that a lot of times, like with Lost, not that it's okay, but I bet they're just like, let's throw everything in right away, man. Let's really make this addictive. And then they probably did get to a point where they're like, oh shit.
Well, they did. I would just think when you're pitching it, it's like you've written this story. You have it. How do you go and pitch it halfway through writing a story? Like in
But I
your
don't
head?
think-
Maybe you
even-
pitch it as this is going to be so mysterious and odd that we're going to take into account listener feedback or watcher feedback, and we're going to figure out what works and what doesn't.
That makes sense, and they sort of did that because at one point they really pissed people off, and they were like, send us your input here, and it was like, what? You don't know where? That's how we found out they didn't know where they were going, because it was in message boards at the time. It was early, and it was like, no, you don't get to ask us for fucking detail.
We're counting on you, man.
What do you think happened to
Come
the
on,
fucking
Abrams.
black smoke? And you're like, no. That's your job. You're the one paid the big bucks. I sit on the couch. I'm on a couch bed guy.
You've
My
led us
job's
around
over.
by the nose, man. You've got
Yeah.
us sunk deep into this. Come on, get us out.
And I know what you're saying, Jay, but it's like if you had the forethought, like you get this idea to do this weird island where these passengers on a plane crash, like you would think in your own story you would know what the full story
I'm just saying,
is.
maybe the pitch goes, this is how it's going to start out, and it can go a million different ways, and we're going to see what works.
And so they go,
It's
kind
gonna
of
be-
like it.
It's such an off-the-wall story. We could take it here, we could take it here, here,
Yeah.
and they give 10 different ways.
That's actually not a bad call. And it's like, okay, so you got a season. If it has any sort of legs at all, then we'll really get hustling on the rest and see where this thing takes us.
Yeah, and then as far as Game of Thrones go, they probably said, look, this is a series of books. We're going to follow this along.
Yeah.
And they probably didn't assume this was going to go on for 10 years. You know, when you pitch something, I'm sure it's like, if we could just make one episode of this, we'll be fucking sweet.
Yeah, but it's HBO. HBO is like the leader.
Yeah,
in,
so they're going to buy one season, then they're going to buy 3 more or whatever
Yeah.
if it's a hit, and they're probably tracking the books. And when the books slowed down and stopped, then they had to figure it out.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's weird. It's a weird industry, but people need to just calm down.
Stop signing petitions.
Right.
Petition? What is a petition?
Petition. How do you say petition?
When you sign that, some online
Can you imagine
petition,
walking up to a fucking hut and knocking on the door going, "Hi, sir. Are you worried about the water, the whatever's and chemicals in the water?" Like, what? What? Sign here if you want Game of Thrones to redo season 8. And it's like,
Yes, the ending sucked. Yes, absolutely. Where do I sign?
he's watching it. Where's my iPad? We've been following all along on message boards and everything. What are you saying, E? I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I was just gonna say, like, when you do sign that online petition, though, what are you wasting your 5 minutes or 4? What do you think's gonna happen? Are you seriously think I'm gonna go on to .org and I'm gonna have Eric Fady and
No, you're pissed because you invested time and you want to tell,
I
in my
know,
case,
but-
J.J. Abrams and Lost. Fuck you, man. You didn't
Yeah.
tie this up right. And
Yeah.
people feel
I
the same
guess.
way. Night after or morning after watching Game of Thrones. Look, I'm going to tell these creators I'm not happy with it.
Jay, this goes back to what we've bitched about. We've made it so easy, though. Like, before, if you had a problem, you had to get pen and paper out and
Yeah.
fucking, God damn,
Write
you
your
executives at
congressman.
HBO, fuck you, ruin my time, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
and
it's
then you had to
easy.
fold it up and you put it in your envelope and licks it.
Buy
Get
a
to, where's the
stamp.
forever stamps? And then mail it and hope a month later they saw it, read it, and got back to
No,
you.
now you just click. And still, I don't know who the hell has the energy or whatever wants to do that. But there apparently are a million of them so far, right?
Yeah, but the change.org thing, right? There's probably a template there. So you don't even have to do any real work. You don't even have to, like, if it was, we need people on the streets with a fucking clipboard and pens and go door to door knocking. Were you satisfied with the season 8 of Game of Thrones?
But to my point, as discussed earlier with Isis, it's like even going and clicking on something on a website and putting your name on a petition is just, it confounds me.
It
Like,
confounds me too, but you could.
I understand
There's
it's
a way
easy.
better chance of me going, "Hey, bro, would you do me a favor? Just click the yes box and then just type your name in here."
Yeah.
You're like, "Yeah, fuck, whatever, dude. Yeah, just send me a link."
stop bothering me if I do.
Yeah, I'll leave you alone, bro. And then you just share it in all the fucking billions of Game of Thrones fan pages everywhere. If you're not happy, make sure you sign our online petition. And people are like, "Yeah, I'll click." But you would never go to a rally. You would never go door to door and all that. So we've just made it so simple. And it's like, this means nothing. Half the people that signed it probably don't even remember signing it. They're like, oh yeah, I remember that thing. I think I signed 13 petitions. I was so angry about everything that day. Someone who's not getting petitions, but boy, oh boy, Tony Robbins. Did you see the BuzzFeed
Big Tone.
Big Tone? What
He's
do
a
you think?
large man, isn't he?
6'7".
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big boy. I'm almost
Big
positive.
features. Big features.
Big hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm almost positive he came in studio once, Drew and Mike show. And he's one of those charismatic.
Seems like you'd remember that.
I know, dude. I know. You're right. I'm almost positive he did.
Seems like you would have been extra motivated that day.
Yep. And I remember guys like that who have come in. They are really, really entertaining. They're just great talkers and storytellers, and so they're really, but not enough to make me 100% certain. But I'm almost certain he did it. I think it was in the new studio. Isis, do you remember?
I
anything
don't
like that?
remember that.
Maybe
but-
some listeners can go, "Oh yeah, I remember Tony Robbins came in the studio." Well, whatever. So, probably one of the most world famous self-help gurus, which is not a therapist. You know, you're not a licensed therapist who has ethics rules that you know, self-help. Any asshole can do that.
Sure.
He's got a good story. He was just a fat kid with a drunk for a mom.
Really?
He was a total loser.
Tone's story.
Yeah, Tone Story is pretty cool. It's and so now this bombshell drops from BuzzFeed. I'll be honest with you. Full disclosure, I have not finished the whole article. It's long, and I read Tony's response to it, and I don't know, man. BuzzFeed has struggled lately. They're not super credible as far as a news source goes. I don't know what BuzzFeed is.
Yeah, I don't either.
Like, it's like an entertainment. Some of it's going to be like, oh, lipstick tips, and then it's like bombshell. I mean, BuzzFeed is the one that released the dossier, right?
Yes.
Steele's dossier
Yep.
that started the whole rush of fucking bullshit. And now they've spent a year investigating, tracking down former employees. which, grain of salt, former employees, people are disgruntled. God knows why they fell out with someone. And so, yeah, there's some things talking about how, he was trying to hook up with chicks, maybe in the crowd. I'm like, yeah.
Really? Wow. What a
So he's
shock.
Trying to leverage his fame and wealth to fuck chicks.
Well, and a guy who's up there trying to get people self-confident and showing you that if you if you do these things, this will make you more self-confident in yourself. You think that guy's not going to use that to try to pick up chicks?
Well, some of them, these, and then you've got other therapists jumping in, like listening to secret recordings of a snippet of an encounter with someone in the audience. When he does these things, like, what's your problem? And he gets into it with them. It's like, these are dangerous techniques he's using, blah, blah, blah. It's like,
Well, you said he's not a therapist.
I know, but, these are people talking about sexual assault or rape or they were verbally abused, and he's telling them to fucking get over it and blah, blah, blah. And he will say fucking get over it. I don't know how familiar with Tony Robbins you guys are at all.
I mean, I know who he is.
I
know what he does generally.
Well, he does these seminars, right?
I know he
And
has
they're
big hands now.
huge. They're like, I think he said was it Shallow Hal that he made an appearance
That's
in?
honestly,
And
that's
talked
the only
about them
reason I
being
know
as
who
big
he,
as a bunch of bananas or a
that's the only reason I knew who he was.
baseball mitt. Yeah.
From Shallow Hal. And then, I kind of knew about him after that, I guess, but...
But he'll do these seminars, and to be like in the, we've got a members area, Jay, right? And people will spend a few dollars, and so if you want to be in his top level members area, it's about $85,000 a year. Yeah, we should do that, dude. That would fix a lot of problems.
Bump
if
up
we
the
just-
price a little bit.
Yes, $85,000 a year, and so membership has its privileges, and so there's a lot of money being made, and so his thing, he will do like these weekend-long seminars, and people are like, ooh, no one can leak the audio. Everyone has to sign confidentiality. It's like, yeah, okay, I know what you're trying to do. Like, no, it's under BuzzFeed's going, oh, why don't they want anyone to know what's going on in there? Blah blah blah. It's like because it's a bit man.
Proprietary. Yeah, it's a bit. It's
it's
just
a-
like stand-up comics don't want you
Yes.
recording their shit.
It's a production, and you don't want that leaked. Everything Tony Robbins does is for sale. He sells DVDs, and they're not fucking cheap. So, if that's your line of work, you would do everything you can to protect that. That's your business. And so he'll do week-long seminars, weekend-long things. It's like, at the Florida convention, whatever, and thousands of people will show up, and it'll be like he'll have the room super cold. He won't let people sleep or eat or go to the bathroom much. They're exhausted, and then they got to walk on hot coals and
Oh my god.
shit like that. But
Wow.
he goes out in the crowd, and
Little crowd work.
he does a lot of crowd work, and he's like, you fucking losers. What do what the fuck?
Does he really say that stuff?
Motherfucking cunt shit fucking.
Really?
Yes. And it's part of the technique that you could probably find a clip there, E, of him doing it. And it's part of the shock value of like, oh, you're not supposed to talk like that. Oh, shit. Kind of keeps the audience off, and so a girl's like, and when I was 17, I was assaulted by someone. And he's like, good, fuck you, get over it. What the fuck? Does that define your whole life? You're going to let that, his whole thing is, don't let yourself become a victim. You have the power.
Yeah, didn't this come up a year ago with the Me Too stuff? Like right on the heels of all the.
Yes, as a matter of fact. And he apologized. I was shocked when he apologized. But yes.
I thought that very issue, a girl saying that and him responding in that
yes.
trite manner.
Let me see if I can find exactly where it was, because yes, that's true. Let's see. No. Because yeah, it was the Me Too thing. Blah blah blah. And people were pissed about that too, because he. Where was it? Hold on. Did you find anything? Maybe you can watch just a minute of him.
Maybe this is leaked thing about, it looks like about an abuse victim, or
This is the one that's going around today. There's probably better shit out there, but this is the one that people are having a real problem with. Here's a woman who's talking about the abuse she was under, and he calls.
She likes.
sorry.
She calls it emotional abuse, and he calls her a liar. But go ahead, you can run that.
She likes to call it emotional abuse. What the fuck is emotional abuse? Are we that fucking weak that someone can't tell you with passion what they fucking feel without them abusing you? Tell me about that. What led to that?
So they're not.
What role did you play? I'm not suggesting there's any excuse for hitting women, so hear me. But I also want you to know that people don't just act a certain fucking way. But what I find when I usually dig in and I take the time, what they call abuse is a relabeling of they didn't like what the person said or did. Because he loved you, Has he looked out for you? Has he put up with you when you've been a crazy bitch? Have you ever been a crazy bitch? Ever?
Probably yes.
Probably. Shouldn't this guy be out strung up and shot? The way you described it, certainly should. And I would normally join you if I didn't know you were lying. Not that you're lying that he is not behaving ways that are great all the time, or even harsh. But just, I know by your body that you're lying. I know by the words, I know by the context that you're lying, because nobody is evil in every moment, or you wouldn't have been there for 7 years.
I don't know what she says. Yeah, so people are, how dare you call this victim a liar, blah, blah, blah. Well, that woman has done a video and said, that changed my life. A fucking
Really?
kick in the ass I needed. Yeah, it was great.
Personal responsibility.
Yes. And so a lot of these people are coming out and saying, terrible thing. Oh, I was an assistant worked there and in a hotel room. He wanted me to work alone, and sometimes I'd see him nude or blah, 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 that kind of thing. And I can only imagine, and not to say that didn't happen, and maybe he's a total fucking creep. I don't know. But in that situation, a guy like that probably works 23 hours a day. He's one of those dudes. And I imagine you as someone that's traveling around with him and in hotel suites, in giant floor-wide suites, he's probably got an assistant that's sitting on the bed while he's in the shower, and he's yelling out, make sure we get this and that. That wouldn't surprise me with a dude like this. So he's claiming, look, is it possible that someone saw me half dressed in a fucking maybe? I don't recall anything like that. But when you put it all together in these little things, called her a crazy bitch. She's talking about being abused, and then this, and then that. So so BuzzFeed's come out with this and dropped this, and him nude in the shower or whatever, trying to find some of the good stuff.
I didn't know that he was like that he was like hardcore swearing and all that. I just always pictured him. He got started way back in the 80s or something, right, with books and stuff. I always just pictured him as one of these, I don't know,
Yes.
vanilla guys who would stand up there and motivate you. I just didn't realize that was his angle.
I know, and it's kind of wild when you see him behaving like that, because he'll talk about orgasming, like, put your hands on your tits. Which
Really?
one is bigger? Yes. Yes,
fuck?
I know. And people love it, man. Let's see here. That's the lying one and the Me Too movement. Okay, so here's what you were talking about. He did have some rare public criticism last spring after a leaked video emerged of him calling the Me Too movement an excuse for some women to try and get significance by attacking and destroying someone else. That's a rather fair statement. He didn't say all. But if you can't say anything anymore, but to try, for some women to basically take advantage of the situation and, for themselves. He apologized after widespread backlash, professing profound admiration for the hashtag #MeToo movement, promising to examine his own behavior. And so then people recorded him secretly at another event or whatever, and it's like, he's doubled down on it. Saying he's victimhood is now rewarded in our culture. People can now make claims about anybody, and everyone jumps in to support them. So, he's talking about his incredibly violent, like how he started in the 80s and 90s. Incredibly violent childhood. Mom who was a drunk, floundering and fat, grindingly poor, lonely to the point of emotional death. Poor Tone. So at 17, he scrapes together enough cash. He's like a janitor somewhere. Scrapes together enough cash to go see this speaker, motivational speaker, Jim Rohn, and was mesmerized by the message. And so the message was that change starts from within. Like, someone can't do it for you. You got to do it. And that stuck with him. And so over years, he learned how to do this for himself, and it changed his whole existence. So he was like, this is what I'm going to do. He was determined to show others how to do it. So, he started drawing sizable crowds. This guy's 6'7", that voice that sounds almost fake.
Mountain of a man.
He absolutely is. And so you got Gary King was one of his guys who's like, I was suicidal, a broken person. A friend of mine told me I should try out this Tony Robbins event nearby, and right away he found the event high energy and euphoric, addictive. He felt his depression lifting. He handed over about $600 to sign up for the next event. And then he starts volunteering. I just volunteer, man. I just, set the chairs in the stadium out for you. And so he ends up becoming director of security in '94, and he was asked to do it. He jumps at the chance. Soon spending many of his hours with Robbins, traveling the world, carrying his luggage, accompanying him sometimes to the bathroom. At first, he revered Robbins as some kind of savior, but 2 decades in, the guru's inner world would leave him with troubling questions about how much he'd witnessed. And he says lawyers for him say, he was disgruntled and unreliable. It's, two sides to every story. So Robbins demanded relentless energy and a willingness to confront your darkest fears. He spoke openly about his use of taboo language, humor, and other shock tactics to try to shake fans out of emotional stagnation, often swearing, berating audience members, talking graphically about sex. He didn't censor himself even when addressing his most troubled fans. For some, ecstasy. They love it. Others, there's some, this guy would get calls, this person's having a mental breakdown. They're in the hospital, blah, blah, blah. And so he's speaking to tens of thousands of people at a time. And, this is troubling this guy. There's emotional breakdowns and hospital visits. I was dealing with crisis and meltdowns from the start. Date with Destiny events could be especially difficult. The 6-day program costs about $8,000 a person to go to, by the way. Left little time for sleep or rest, was packed with soul-searching activities and deeply personal interventions. And he's digging deep on him, And so one woman had told him through tears that she had been raped and recounted how he had cut her off in a warm and elegant way and informed her that she was fucking using all this stuff to try and control men. I don't support anybody fucking raping her or taking advantage of her, but I don't support her fucking manipulating herself either. Men and other people trying to use that tool when it's really not the primary experience of her life right now. Women's torment is that men fucking look, and men's torment is that women are fucking insane.
Seems potentially insensitive.
A bit. By now, he'd set himself up as an authority on relationships, dispensing theory about two opposing energies, masculine and feminine. Well, we know that doesn't exist. There's no such thing, right?
Of course.
And so he also described using orgasm or masturbation as humor to break suicidal women's patterns. Another event, he told a woman struggling with relationship issues to grab her titties. I said, which breast is more sensitive? She said, my right breast. He said, I know. According to I just watched her face. It freaked her out that I knew which one of her breasts was more sensitive. And then
the fuck,
I know.
man?
It's all about keeping people off balance, out of their comfort zone. I think that's his whole thing. But the problem with this guy who had a falling out, who was a security guy, is like, oh yeah, people go in the house. It's like, you're in a room with 10,000 people at every venue who are struggling with severe issues. That's the fact.
To the point that they're paying this
They're
level
paying
of money.
thousands of dollars to get advice from someone because they can't deal with severe trauma and rape and sexual abuse, whatever it is. It shouldn't surprise anybody that someone's going to end up in a fucking hospital. It's nothing. I mean, honestly, that's what it is. Like, that doesn't surprise me at all. Am I wrong about that?
When you talk about a population of fucked up people, sure.
Yeah,
But I guess you could also look at it like he has a responsibility. He knows he's bringing all these fucked up people. Like, dude, handle it properly,
Yeah. Well, I think if you were to not listen to snippets, you'll find that he's very, very good at diving deep, deep, deep into people, like really fucking deep into their trauma, and then pulling them out of that. I don't mean to have a grand defense of him. I've never gone to one of his things, but I've watched some, and that's what he's really good at, is going, don't bullshit me and don't bullshit yourself. You were slapped on the ass at a bar when you were 17. That doesn't define the rest of your fucking life. Stop it. Grow up. You're not a victim. Only you can make yourself not a victim. And
It's tough love, kind of like Dr.
is.
Laura. Remember Dr. Laura?
Oh,
Is she
fuck
still on
yes.
by any chance?
No,
don't
she's
know.
not. I
No?
looked her up recently. Only
Dr. Laura Schlesinger?
Yeah, because when I used to go to the private school, we didn't have buses.
It was
so
his first or second 8th grade.
for the first 8th grade.
Okay.
First,
I needed context.
only 7th and first 8th.
Okay.
But my dad had to drive me, and we would listen to Dr. Laura on the way home.
Then you'd listen to Mitch Man
Yes.
on the way home.
Her, depending on what the time was, if I had a practice for basketball or something, it would either be her only or her into Mitch, depending on the kind of what the
Awesome.
timing of the day
What a
was.
lineup. Dr. Laura into Mitch album. Ooh.
lastly, I'll wrap it up. 'Cause like I said, I haven't even finished the whole thing, but I don't like the feel of this BuzzFeed article. You know what I mean? Just, it's like, hey, it is what it is. He's been doing this for a long-ass time. And guess what? I know it's not cool now, but dudes used to fuck chicks all the time, especially celebrities.
Right.
You could literally pluck chicks out of the crowd.
Grab him by the pussy.
Anytime you want, they even let you.
Don't laugh, E. Don't laugh at that. You're on.
Exactly, you're right.
You're gonna be on MP3 laughing.
That's not funny. Oh, sorry.
If I splice that together, you're done, dude.
Shit, I was laughing
Done.
at something else. I saw something else in the room that was funny.
I'm gonna splice that together, hashtag me too, and just send it to Twitter and see what happens. Just see what happens.
Just see what happens.
See if there's a petition. So Marie is a young woman. lives in California, in such a dark place. She's making plans to drive her car off a cliff. What kind of plans need to be made? You know what I mean? Like,
Seems pretty simple.
Yeah.
Find a cliff.
Car.
find a cliff near the home. She's making plans.
I
That's
think-
part of her problem. She's wasting way too much energy planning.
Type A, you know?
Oh,
Get off
God.
it. Just drive off the cliff already.
Well, here's the thing.
Do
though.
I have enough gas in the car? You know what I mean? Like, did I did I finish the laundry first? Do I have a homework assignment due tomorrow? No, just turn the fucking. You don't even need the car. How about just step off the cliff?
There you go.
Here's the thing, though. It depends on where you live. I think that people fail at driving off cliffs because, like, where we live, you have to find one that actually is going to kill you. It's just like the gun to your head. People just always assume that you're going to die from you
So
got to
you're
do it
saying
right.
that she was
still.
right to do some planning, some hardcore
I mean,
planning?
Find the right cliff.
You got to find the right cliff still. You can't just like.
Jay, I bet in 3 minutes, if I gave Jay 3 minutes,
Well,
you could find a
I'd
suitable
probably head
cliff.
over to Big Sur and look over there. You know what I mean? Beautiful.
Well,
We
outside.
have gorgeous. Yeah, but take the one and then if you head east, you'll hit Santa Cruz in no time.
But he's
So-
right.
You
I
say
mean,
that,
at
but
best,
we
we
have
have a big ravine here.
We
At
have-
best.
You say that, dude. We have stories of people that don't you think it'd be easy to kill yourself blowing your brains out?
Ask
And people
Eric
do it right.
Kramer.
Right.
I know.
People
Guys,
fail.
I'm aware of this.
So my point is,
right?
I think I've read a story one time or one or two where it's like someone thought they were going to try to kill themselves driving off a cliff, and it turned out there was like only 100 yards down there was a second little embankment,
Ledge.
so they didn't
Yeah,
fucking go all the
trees
way.
Caught him. No, I mean obviously, if you're trying to commit suicide by leaping off a building and you jump out of the fucking first floor, I mean you're gonna fail. You're not gonna do it right. And I'm just saying, with a simple map Google search, you could probably find some clips very, very close
I'd
to
go
where
with
we are.
Bing, but
I mean-
you do you.
Fine, but you could find something relatively close to us. I'm not saying you got to refill the tank. You could find something close to us that doesn't have a cornered edged metal thing.
know.
I think you could find something
I'm
suitable.
not sure you really could in Michigan.
I bet you could.
I'm thinking. I mean, I
We've
remember.
got waterfalls in places, right?
Shit, man. I remember the last big drop off I drove by was
Bing best suicide
in the
cliff in
Slovenia,
Michigan.
Ohio area, where I was near a soccer tournament. There was a big quarry. It's one of those where they dug it out,
Sure.
and it drops, several hundred yards. But dude, I mean, really, cliff
Well,
in
there
Michigan?
you go.
Yeah, but that was
Quarry,
Ohio. That was a
UP
good
for
hour and
sure.
15 minutes.
In the
Somewhere.
UP, I've seen
Yeah.
waterfalls. If you've got a waterfall, it's dropping down a lot.
You're hiking to those waterfalls.
Yeah, is there a road
Yeah.
there?
Okay, so drive your car to the top of it and then
We
walk
are still
off it.
driving off this waterfall, right? We're not jumping off the waterfall.
Can you boat over a fucking
Well,
waterfall?
we've seen people survive over Niagara Falls.
Okay,
The
I know,
granddaddy of them
yeah.
all.
It's just
Yeah.
you like to analyze every little thing, and I just have to say right now you're giving me like a hard time for saying that. Hey, you might take a little more planning than you'd think to drive off a
Well,
cliff.
obviously, no plan is foolproof. I'm just saying, if with a touch of effort, you could find a suitable cliff to drive off of and end your life.
I would
But
agree
you
with
suggested
that.
at the
Yes.
beginning that there was no effort. You said, "Why does she even need to? What does she even need?"
I
to
said in California, she doesn't need a
Oh,
plan.
she lives in California.
Dude,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
drive down. I guarantee she's probably on a gorgeous, winding road.
Up in Marin County.
Oh, could be. And just, take a left instead of a right. And you're
Yeah,
fucking-
you're probably in that area. You're probably right.
Yeah, thank you. E. Glad we.
I guess I
A
just
meeting
thought,
of the minds.
Yeah, we
That's-
got some
I
resolution.
thought you were
on
just
this.
saying generically because I was thinking about I've read stories. I swear to God, I've read a story where someone tried to drive off a cliff and it didn't work.
Yeah, well, the twins did that, and one survived and the other didn't. Remember, we had that story recently. They
Oh,
were
right. Yeah,
fucking-
the sisters.
Yeah, they were the twins, identical twins, I believe, and they were wanted for fraud
Absolutely.
all over the
Yoga
country.
instructors, I think.
Yes, there you go.
Strange story.
So yeah, anyway, back to this Marie. She's working this serious plan out, and all of a sudden, pops on her TV Tony Robbins in an infomercial. She sees that and
Hope.
Yeah.
Hope abounds.
and she's like, "Oh my God, I could save myself." There you go. Light goes off, so she goes to a seminar, and I remember everyone gasping like it was this great honor. He invited her on stage with several audience members, where he hugged her tightly and whispered in her ear to find him after the event was over. She declined. But he continued to ask for her number. I considered him a mentor. And Robbins denies these allegations, and his lawyer said he had never engaged in any inappropriate sexual behavior. They said his microphone would have made it impossible for him to whisper anything while on stage without it being broadcast to the whole crowd. Despite her discomfort, Marie came away from the seminar feeling more upbeat than she had in a while, so she went back to other events. There, one of Robbins' bodyguards stopped her in the bustling hallway. "Tony sent me to take you to his room." She remembered him saying. The bodyguard kept his eyes on the ground, she recalled, and told her, "You're too good for this. If it's not you, though, it's going to be someone else." She remembered saying she declines to go. BuzzFeed tracked down that former bodyguard. He said while he could not recall the specific occasion, his former boss did give him notes to pass to young, attractive women, and he witnessed Robbins make direct advances to women in the crowd. Tony Robbins denied that he had ever authorized or participated in any systemic selection of audience members for personal encounters. He does admit he had consensual relationships with women, many who aggressively sought him out. He's spoken public about this. They'd send me their panties and show up at events in limos to get through security, or turn up at my house to convince me they had an offer I couldn't refuse.
You're a motivational speaker, and you're being handed panties.
I know.
God.
I was beyond tempted at times. There was no drought for sure. I was like a kid in a candy store. I can totally see that. Totally. The bodyguard confirmed that many women sought Robin's attention. It was a different time. People had different beliefs completely, values, rules, you know. So yeah, I think that comes into play too. I think you have to take that into account. He's not a god. He's not a fucking priest. He's a self-help guru.
So you're not ready to crucify Tony Robbins?
No, I'm not. He is what he is. He's never been any different. I'm not saying he's a perfect guy. I imagine he fucked 1,000 girls. I do. I think Van Halen did as well.
Yeah.
They're both providing a fucking entertainment service, and chicks flock to that. So, I mean, everybody that banged a lot of chicks is like, oh, monster all of a sudden in this Me Too environment.
Well, maybe it's people like me that didn't even realize he used the F word in the presence
I know,
of
right?
of his audience.
Now, some could
Stunning.
say, you know, he's got more of a responsibility than perhaps Van Halen does to his audience that are
Some could say that.
are wounded animals coming in
I know.
desperate for help, and he's banging them like
wounded gazelles. He's
Yeah.
like, I'll take that
I'll
one,
take
that one.
that hot wounded one. As long as that vagina ain't wounded, it's gonna be in an hour. But for now, and you know he's got a fucking huge dog. You don't have hands the size of baseball mitts and not have fucking.
He has large features. Look at the man.
And it doesn't stop at the groin, right? Like if you've got.
I imagine not.
He's got sort of a gigantism about most of him.
He does. He's just a large human being, a mountain of a man.
Yeah,
And
I imagine.
And I doubt that stops at the penile region.
Oh, man, I'd love to just see a picture and just see what happens when gigantism hits the groinal region. You know what I mean?
He's a stumping it.
Yeah,
Tony
I hope
Robbins'
it's not out there.
dick.
But you know what? I don't want to see it, but I would like to know to confirm that it's big. I guess I don't know for
Yeah.
some reason. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
Sleep more, you know.
Now that you said it,
Why don't we
more
just
comfortably at
assume it
night.
is
Yeah.
and we move on from there?
Yeah, and you mean that when you say that. I'm not satisfied with that. I really need some sort of because if it was a fucking bean, if it was like, dude, I don't know what happened, man. It is what it is. I got the hands, the feet, the fucking head,
But he's
Confidence,
micro.
the fucking
everything. But my dong is just, very, very average. 4 inches, rock.
Highly doubt it. Hey, everybody, check out the DetroitCast listener business page. It's a page under the Help the Show tab on our website, DetroitCast.com. The page includes businesses owned by listeners. Take a look. It'd be great for you to support fellow listeners who support the show. And today's featured listing is, of course, PC Solutions. They are Michigan's premier managed IT service provider, experts in their field, so you can be an expert in yours. Mention TDC for a free site evaluation.
Mm-hmm. Hey, let's take a very quick time out, Jay. And then... see our boy, this guy's just the best. Jason Bateman in the news.
Oh, your guy, huh?
Yeah. So, tell you what's up with him
didn't hear
lately.
anything.
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
Oh no, it doesn't
Yeah.
sound good how you're
Well,
saying that.
I love Jason Bateman. He's so good.
Yeah. Does he have a girlfriend now or something? Why are you so upset?
No, it's fine. We'll fill in the details next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here are Mike and Jay.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the show. Jay, it might be a little louder on your headphones. I noticed our main mix was a little touch low, so I just turned it up to Unity.
Alrighty.
I'll have to bump it up in post a little bit.
We'll fix that in post.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if we've told people we're not doing a show Thursday for Friday.
Oh,
Is I what?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm going to LA.
Oh.
I'm flying out on Thursday
Wow.
morning. Yeah, I got like a 10 a.m. flight.
Oh,
Hell yeah. Going out to the City of Angels, Los Angeles. It's, nowhere near Marin County.
you predicted my question. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. I knew where you're going. I mean, I could hop on the one and be there in 8 hours.
Yeah.
9 hours.
Head up
tops.
through Big Sur. You see it all.
Big Sur, that's when you're going to want to head east. Get inland, get around Santa Cruz, and then bang, take the 280 up to.
Of course.
Take the 280 right up to the
Why
city.
wouldn't you?
Golden Gate, bang. Next thing you know, you're in Sausalito. You're fucking macking
Los
right
Gatos,
there.
whatever.
Well, yeah, obviously you'd go through Los Gatos before you get to the city, but once you get across the Golden Gate, then you're, in Sausalito, Marin County, as you know it, Marin, whatever. But yeah, go up to Napa, wine country, whatever. Do whatever you want. Anyways, it's irrelevant because I'm going to be way south of there.
Oh, okay.
Way south.
Glad.
And but I know that I'll give you some details about that. Trekking around, get Hollywood and Vine, like those are going to be jam packed and the delay. Ugh, who needs it, righty? But no, I'm going out to.
You're talking to the guy who would love it, by the way.
You would love a 4-hour traffic jam on a 10-lane.
No, I don't mean it like that. But like when you say Hollywood and Vine and stuff like that,
Yeah.
that's the stuff I would like.
No, it just worked out because Sponge is playing at the Whiskey A Go Go, the legendary Whiskey A Go Go on the Sunset Strip, and so I wanted to go out and do Chris Newberg's show in person. So I was like, shit, Vin, why don't I come out when Sponge is there and you can do the show with me? We can both and so he was like,
You gonna
yeah,
sit in
for
Newberg's
sure.
kitchen?
I am, but
Sweet.
so I'm like, Vin, when do you get in? Because I get in Thursday afternoon or whatever, and he's like, I don't get in until Friday at like 1. I'm like, okay, well, that's the night of the show. I'm like, okay, so I was like, I could pick you up and we'll go over to Chris's. He's like, or you guys can come to the Whiskey and we could just do it here. And I was like, okay. I've never been backstage at the Whiskey, but he's like, dude, the dressing room's dope. You'll love it.
Oh,
so,
awesome.
So we're going to bring the equipment over there and go do a Heroin Has a Great Publicist episode with Vinny Dombrowski and myself. And then I'm going to do some solo shit, like maybe Thursday night with Chris and Saturday, because Vin's, the Sponge is in and out and then going off to Vegas. But so that's coming up this week, and it's Memorial Weekend, so most people will be off for the long weekend anyways. And then T-Roy sent me a thing, says, hey, I didn't know if you knew, but I don't know if you know, but your boy Frank Caliendo is coming back to town. And so I hit up Frank yesterday. I was like, dude, love to have you on the show. Last time he was on, it was so fucking funny, him reading E's diary, which was the greatest.
Too much time in the math room and not enough time learning the English language.
And that was all Jay's idea. Jay's like, dude, you think we could fucking email him a couple pages?
Yeah, we were in the heart of reading
know,
his
dude.
diary at the time, so it was so
was-
funny to hear him. What'd he do? He did John Gruden,
John Gruden.
and then
And then, yeah.
what's his name?
Yeah, the old black guy. Yeah, shit.
Why are we all blanking
We
on
are all
this
so
guy's name?
stupid. Yeah.
That guy. This guy's
Too
voice.
much time in the math room and not enough time learning the English
Shawshank
language.
Redemption.
I know.
Yeah. Well, the warden, true to his word.
That guy.
The boys.
I've been looking it up.
How ridiculous. It's going to piss me off now, but whatever. He's the guy that's always doing the voiceovers and shit. He's great. Great actor.
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. God damn it. I was like, free something more, some more. Nah. So anyways, he's like, shit, yeah, I'd love to do the show again. And I was thinking yesterday, like, could we send him more diary entries and make him do that again? Because it was so funny hearing.
Because his reaction to just the
On the
piss,
fly.
the piss poor nature of E's writing, and we had told him, look, this is a guy, he wrote these in high school, and he's just reading the thing for the very first time.
You could tell it was the first time.
because he's stumbling on shit and going. You can
Hold on.
Yeah, like wait a second. You can just hear the gears in his mind, like, okay, and then he just continues on through it.
And you could see how it comes together because he naturally did exactly what I did. Telling jokes, JOAKS. and he would spell it out just like I did. It's you can't not do that. And it's the first time I think I've ever heard Frank swear too when he said bullshit. He said bullshit to something you wrote. Like,
Yeah, you're right.
It was like your advanced algebra class or your pre-calc class, and he was like, "Oh, bullshit." He wasn't buying any of it.
Too much time in the math room and not enough time learning the English language.
And so he's coming out. He goes, dude. The show. He said there might be 50 seats left for the show coming up.
And where is
And
that?
it might be sold out. Even maybe you can Bing it really quick. It's
Oh, is
one
that
of the
Ridley's, I
casinos.
think? Oh, I
No,
thought
no,
it was-
no,
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 it's
no, no.
not?
He's doing.
Okay.
I think one of the Motor City casinos.
Okay.
But yeah, we should give it a plug because he certainly doesn't need to do our show at all. He doesn't need the press. So the fact that he's willing to do it
Awesome, man.
is very, very cool. So
MGM Grand.
MGM Grand, okay. And so
531, yeah.
Yep. So if you want to go see Frank Caliendo, I suggest you do. He's fucking hilarious doing all the impressions he does. You might want to jump on that now because when I talked to him yesterday, he said maybe it's sold out already. Maybe there's 50 tickets left. So that should be when we get back, like that Tuesday of next week. We should be able to talk to him. So looking forward to that. Now, I mentioned Jason Bateman. As you know, one of my favorite actors.
I'm really worried
He's a
because
national treasure. He's a national treasure. Let's be
I'm
honest.
very worried based on how your voice was
Well,
going into this. 'Cause I
everybody's
love him too.
Yeah, everybody's got an opinion, and we're all entitled to them. It's like you just don't want these smug assholes who live such privileged existences, have been lucky, the luckiest of all lucky. It's just like, you know what? Shut the fuck up and don't preach to me about whatever. And
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. Do your movie. Do another Bad Words movie. I fucking love it. You know,
it's really good.
It's great. And Ozark is great. And so it's like Ozark star Jason Bateman. I'm like, oh, isn't going to do another season of Ozark? What's it going to be?
No.
Has threatened to boycott Georgia over the state's heartbeat abortion ban. And it's like, maybe that means a lot to him. I don't doubt that. It's like, no, not you two. Can you stay out of politics? You know, what was it? The NBA was going to boycott
North Carolina.
North
Yeah,
Carolina.
the All-Star game, right?
Yeah, was it
Because
the
of trans bathroom?
trans bathroom issue, and then Pearl Jam and all these. It's like, if you're just a dude working a fucking job, doing construction in Georgia, and it's like, man, I don't have a dog in this fight. I've saved up all month to fucking buy Pearl Jam tickets, and now they're going to jump into this political issue, and I get fucked on seeing Pearl Jam.
Yeah. that
Oh,
blows.
man.
Is Georgia one of these states that has a bunch of film incentives? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's the kicker to this, because I was like, okay, so he doesn't go to Georgia. Fuck
That's
off,
all
whatever.
right. I wanted to know how relevant this was.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Ozark films mostly in
Oh,
Georgia.
no shit.
Yeah. Don't take our Ozark. We like Ozarks. And the Ozarks, that's Mississippi, isn't it?
No, it's freaking, what do you call it? Arkansas and
No.
yeah.
It's not Georgia, though. Where are the Ozarks at? I could have sworn that was
Arkansas, etc.
I thought that
Yeah.
was Mississippi. MISSISSIPPI. So anyways, yeah, if the heartbeat bill makes it through the court system, I will not work in Georgia or any other state that is so disgracefully at odds with women's rights.
Missouri, Arkansas,
Missouri,
and then it
that's-
actually says Oklahoma possibly. It looks like it spreads over.
Isn't Missouri where they're supposed to? Like I always
thought-
thought
I
that
don't know.
Missouri.
I
That's
thought
what
the show that's where it kind of was.
yeah, that's what Mississippi, Missouri. Missouri sounds right, but you're right too. The new law is set to go into effect January 1st. It's going to be challenged in court, probably drag out, but it bans abortions after heartbeat is detected. That's why the 6-week number comes along. It's like usually around 6 weeks is where you'll detect a heartbeat. So they call it the heartbeat bill. Bateman's pledge could cause huge headache for Ozark producers since it's largely filmed in the state. So last week, Georgia's Republican governor, Brian Kemp, signed the bill to introduce a similar ban to those ones brought in Alabama and Missouri. And so dude, you said this, like, oh, there's going to be a push at some point here to go get this thing to the Supreme Court, challenge Roe v. Wade, the ruling from 1973, I believe. And that sounds like exactly what they're trying to do. I don't know if that's going to work, man. So in late March, more than 40 Hollywood celebrities signed a letter to Georgia's House Speaker David Ralston and Governor Brian Kemp saying they will push TV and film production companies to abandon Georgia if the abortion bill is signed into law. And then Kemp, the Governor Brian Kemp, kind of took a shot. He's like, yeah, I understand this. Folks don't like this new law. I'm fine with that. We're elected to do what's right. Standing up for precious life is always the right thing to do. We are the party of freedom and opportunity. We value and protect innocent life, even though that makes C-list celebrities squawk.
Jason's the Trump kind of. He's not C-list.
Losers. Yeah, Jason Bateman is far from a fucking C-list celebrity. Yeah. I don't know what.
By the way,
too.
I like Ozark a lot. I don't want Ozark to go away.
By the way, and I'm not, whether I disagreed with it or not, like, I hate to say this, but like, aren't they not there to do what they think is right? They're there to go on what they think the people, like, hypothetically in a perfect world, they're supposed to be representing what the people they represent want, not just what they think is right?
Who, Jason Bateman?
No,
or the
senators.
lawmakers?
The lawmakers.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're
they know-
applying, right? They're
But when he
representing
said-
their constituents.
They know what their constituent is gonna be into.
But I don't think when he words it like that, to me, he's wording it like, I'm here to do what's right, not necessarily what blah, blah. It's like,
Yes.
well, you're here to do what your people think is right, not what you personally
We're
think
elected
is right.
to do what's right. I guess if you get nitpicky, yeah. I mean, they're not going to push something that they believe is right in their heart of hearts that their constituents are just going to be like, suck it.
I've heard.
His point, Isis, is that he's not there to kowtow to Jason Bateman.
Right.
Yeah,
he doesn't
I get
care
it.
what Hollywood celebrities think. And it's funny, too, because first off, 40 Hollywood celebrities doesn't sound like very much when you're talking about 40 celebrities signed on to say, we won't work there if you sign this bill. And so people are like, oh, boy, that's crazy. Well, Georgia was no different than Michigan. And the fact is, when you got those, the tax
As
breaks
soon as those are pulled, they're the fuck out of there.
gone.
Either way. Yeah.
They're gone.
We
and if
see
you,
that.
And if you think that it's like, oh, it's going to be this great, because it was cool. It was cool having Batman filmed around here and Superman, whatever.
But we were paying for that to happen, essentially.
Yes. They were. It's not like it. It's like, oh my God, the boom to the community and the hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue and the local workers. No, they're part-time gigs for a lot of people, and the tax breaks that these people get make it almost not worth it for the state. Like, people are so desperate to be able to say, Batman was filmed in our backyard, that they give them all every bit, all
Sexy.
whatever the profit was going to be for your town is fucking wiped off the table. So, but Jason Bateman will go there, then we can't shoot it.
Like everything, though, dude, these Hollywood people, like, I get it. I'd like to at least hope that he believes in this cause, that he's doing it. He probably does. But, like, everything, dude, there are so many other people that work on Ozarks, dude. There's, like, everybody, the grips and the set guys
The
and
best
the writer
boy.
and the best boy
Right.
and all those
Assistant to the
people.
best boy.
If that show doesn't go, they're not millionaires, dude. And it's like they're just trying to get through their fucking life, too.
Yeah, he's
and
playing chicken with all these other people
Yeah,
in the car.
It's a good point, and it's a fair point that there's a lot of potential collateral
But
damage.
he's got to stand up for what he
I
believes is
know,
righty.
Right, of course.
And you can understand that too.
Yep.
If he really believes that, I mean, who knows what his
He's got
wife's
pull.
been through and he's been through, and he's the one with namesake that can go, no, you know what? That is so barbaric. What are we going back 50 years in time to a time when women didn't have the right to do what they wanted with their own body? They truly believe that. Why would he go work there? He might absolutely go, fuck that, man. You guys want to go back 50 years? Go ahead. I'm not coming with you.
Yeah, you're right.
But you're right as well,
tricky,
E. To
man.
your point.
What are you doing?
I know, what is this?
Becoming a
this
wrestling
delay?
thing now.
No, to your point, E. There's a lot of other people involved, and you hope that that's been thought through. Where it's like, because there's probably a shooting schedule. It's like, oh, and in a week and a half, we're supposed to all meet in Georgia to start setting up scenes and get everything and blah, blah, blah. And those people that are doing craft services and, the best boys of the world are packing their things and kissing their families goodbye and like, yep, honey, it's going to be okay. In a week, I'll be in Georgia. I'll be
Leaving a
sending
coffee
checks
cup
home.
in frame.
Yeah,
Leaving a water bottle,
bottles.
maybe. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm going to be there and I'm going to send checks home and I'm bringing home to Bakeson. Okay, I'm bringing home to Bakeson. And then some Hollywood dick is like, I'm not going. What? How am I going to bring home to Bakeson?
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough. I don't know what you do. Does he
I
just never go
wish-
to
I just
Georgia
bummed-
again?
What's up?
Does he ever go to Georgia again?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Just bummed. I
At
just
some
wish
point,
people-
once it's law for 20 years, it's gone on. It's like, man, that was a big thing 20 years ago. Is he still standing by
Well,
his, I
think
can't go to Georgia?
Isn't it just he's not going to work in Georgia, right? That's the deal. Until they fix this.
Well, why else would he go to Georgia?
Why would he go to Georgia
I know.
unless there were tax incentives for his show to be produced
Go to
there?
Georgia.
Yeah.
There's things to see in Georgia. But a Coca-Cola.
Well, really quick though, before we get to
Jason
Hot
Bateman.
Atlanta.
Exactly.
Not
Georgia
poo-pooing
is
Georgia.
fun.
I'm not
Georgia
poo-pooing
is
Georgia,
fun.
but
It's a
for a
great
guy
state.
like Jason
I
Bateman
know.
who could travel the world,
I know.
could do whatever he wants, he's going to go to Georgia.
Probably not. He's a huge Bulldogs fan. We don't know. One more story before we get to email, Jay. And I'm doing this for E's sake.
Uh-oh.
On your feet, Tomorrowland.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is bullshit, dude.
Is this the Las Vegas?
No.
There's a new Guinness World Record holder for the world's youngest DJ.
I want to
He's
see.
4. His name's Little Archie. He's Archie Nurbury. He's 4 years old in 130 days. So he played an unassisted 1-hour set of classic house music at a Hong Kong nightclub called Bungalow. He performs under the name DJ Archie. And he steals the title from another guy, DJ Arch Jr.
Wow.
So DJ Archie takes it from DJ Arch Jr. from South Africa, who's 5 years old in 38 days. So the new world record has been confirmed.
Oh, that they're so young that they have to count the days.
I know,
with
right?
With their years.
He's been DJing since he was just 2.
Okay.
So his dad, John, is a DJ. And he says, I discovered his talent by accident. I didn't know Archie was a DJ.
I remember
on the
when my
side,
kids
but-
were about, 8 months old, they could press a button.
Were they decent at it?
Yeah.
Did you see talent?
They could
at
walk
the
up and
time?
press a button.
Really?
I saw them.
Wow.
I would need to have, actually at this point, now that we know her, I would need to have Jenny look at this kid and tell me if he's actually doing something or did his dad just create a playlist for him.
And he
is
pressed the button.
Right.
Well, he discovers Archie's extreme talent by accident. He catches Archie playing with his DJ equipment one day and realized this dude's playing 2 songs at once together in time
Okay. I mean,
at 2. He's performed. He plays festivals now at 4. He's played along some of the top names, including MC Neat. Yeah,
This is DJ Archie?
the Raga Twins. Archie said that at the moment he wants to be a pro DJ when he's older. He's got his own
Sounds like he
social
already is.
media channels and features videos of him playing dance music, including drum and bass, house, rave, and hardcore.
I mean, he's playing my type of music.
Well, let's see. Do you have any video
Like
of him there?
30
You want to see him rock
seconds-ish
out?
of him.
See what this guy's got. Jay, you'll know. You guys will know more than me.
Immediately, I'll know.
Come on, let's go.
I know him.
Get on your feet, Tomorrowland.
Got his little hat on, with
Yeah.
backward with the headphones.
Dabbing, I guess, or... Well, where's he mixing? I need a video of him mixing.
Dude, I gave you the thing. It's got all his social media. He's got tons of videos on there. They said.
I
told me
found
nothing.
a YouTube video and I just assumed that
That
was
video informed me in no way,
I mean, that
shape, or
kid's got
form.
I would say that kid lacks talent. If anything, he's more annoying than most 3 and 4 year olds.
It looked like a kid pantomiming DJ behind
Yeah.
the turntable. I don't know.
Haven't we seen like Mini Kiss? Are those kids? Are those?
Fidgets or kids?
Fidgets.
Boy,
I
they're
can't
hard to tell.
remember. But when I see kids and they're talented, I don't mind. Like I love seeing a fucking kid jump on stage with Green Day and just shred
Yeah.
Jesus of Suburbia as a 7-year-old. It's fucking amazing. But yeah, if this kid's got talent, I want to show him off.
Sure.
We got our boys in Australia. You know,
The young guys, yeah.
Yeah.
Mixed
up everything.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, this looks...
And you see them, you go, shit, these guys are 14 to 19 playing their asses off. Talented, awesome.
This looks like it's him at 3.
Well, take that into account, Easus. He's,
What does it say? World's youngest DJ alongside... Is MC Neat? Oh, MC Neat is just there watching him, I guess.
DJ Archie. DJ Archie.
Okay, there he is with his little hat on and headphones.
Massive set ready yourself.
He's not touched the equipment. Oh, wait, there's an adult touching the equipment.
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah, okay. He moved a lever, twisting a knob.
Sounds like what your kids did.
Yeah, like I said, at about 8 months, they could stroll over and,
So he's late, basically. He's a little slower.
yeah.
Send it.
What a bunch of bullshit, man.
I mean, I know this is
Wait,
a year...
Go on, replay.
He's just playing with levers, as any little kid would. There's blinking lights. There's music in his ears.
Dude, see what he's turning there? Those dials will make you, like, go... That'll be your things that'll make your voice like you can. It's sound effects. So this is basically like the shit. A kid pushes the square and it goes honk, and
Yes.
the triangle goes beep, and he just likes making the noises.
He likes the lights.
So instead of having that, he's playing with adult toys, and when he spins this lever, it goes wait.
Yeah, I don't buy it, man. I
There's
don't
another
buy
one. I
it.
wonder if there's any
I want to
difference
see
in this.
his old man, and I don't want to.
I want to see his old man sneak up behind him while this kid's just mixing, right?
Yeah,
Scratching away.
I want to see. He said he was playing 2 songs at once in time.
Seems very focused on one particular lever.
Yeah. I don't know. I got over here.
Oh, that light blinks. That one's red, and now it's not when I turn it off.
He's really,
My God.
really rough with those levers, man.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not an expert, although I've recently spent hours watching YouTube videos trying to decide what DJs are actually doing when they're on the stage.
He is
Yeah, that's my point.
doing shit.
That's my point.
Is he
Like,
diapered?
Yeah.
I really, honestly, I know I'm not an expert, but looking at him, like, when you said, like, I was doing the levers too hard even and stuff, like, there's
He's
still-
just slamming.
Yeah, there's, like, supposed to be a lot of, like, finesse to this if you're really
Oh, yeah.
going between 2 songs and finding the beat and leveling them up.
It's a typical 3-year-old exhibiting 3-year-old motor skills.
Yeah. I
And
don't.
attraction to light and knobs and buttons.
I'm going to go as far as saying I don't even think he knows what each button does.
Fuck no.
Right?
It's absolutely.
Here, this is him on.
Our next act has been totally unfazed by the attention that comes with being on SA's Got Talent.
SA's Got Talent, Saudi Arabia. This is Saudi
Oh, is it
Arabia
something
has
different? This
talent.
must be
No,
another-
that's fine.
It's
He-
basically his
It's a
time.
different kid.
Oh, this is DJ Arch. This is his nemesis who he stole the
okay.
title from.
But basically
Now let's see what kind of
everything
skills
else-
DJ Arch has.
It's what he
Should we
does.
get to just where he's actually doing
Yeah,
it?
play it. Have him
Okay.
play. Because this son of a bitch won the contest.
Is this South Africa? What is this?
Saudi Arabia. I thought I saw an Italian flag, but I don't know what that would be.
Okay, he's got his hand on a lever. He's looking for his parent in the crowd. He turned a couple knobs. What a bunch of bullshit.
Dude, I don't. I wish I knew enough about these digital turntables.
He
'Cause
looks,
I don't know
honestly,
what the fuck he's doing right now.
He, at least to me,
At least he's got like a rhythm.
Yes, he looks like even though the things that Mike said that he's moving there, and
He's
stuff, like,
bouncing to the beat at
it's
least.
a little more like no, but
Oh
it does
yeah,
look
black
a little.
people have more rhythmy. I get,
That's not what
I
I'm
get
saying.
what you're saying.
I'm saying that it looks like he's doing it a little more carefully, a little more like he's actually made
With
now, maybe,
purpose.
Maybe
He's
he
asking
isn't,
someone
but-
off stage what he should do.
Dude, he might not be. I'm just saying that other kid looked terrible.
Yeah.
Compared to this, like, and he look. You're right. He might be faking it too.
What
maybe-
a bunch of garbage.
Would you say that though if he had a giant marshmallow helmet hat on? Because if he did, maybe that would change it. I think I'm more bothered with the fact that he doesn't even look like he's into his jam.
No, he doesn't know.
He looks like he's about to take a napsy. Need a little napsy poo. Yeah.
No, I would love to. You know what? I would love to show those videos that we just showed to Jenny, and then I bet you in 2 seconds could be like,
oh
yeah,
yes,
no.
that's bullshit.
Yes.
Terrible.
It's
He has
hideous.
hideous, ugly face. Look at that child. He sucks dicks, is what he does. He's got all the advancements and privilege in the world, and he's choosing to suck dick at what he does. Hideous. His parents.
Hey, before we get to email, Mike, you have an annual physical to make sure you're healthy. What do you do each year to make sure that you remain financially fit? Our friend Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial specializes in thoughtful and objective investment guidance designed to keep your finances in shape. So call today, 248-626-2000, and ask for our friend Mark.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
Hey, if you want to write in the show, email us at email@detroitcast.com. You could also post in, as we're on the summer season, go ahead and post in at P.O. Box 250-268, Franklin, Michigan 48025. I love to receive postcards, as you know. Easus will take any and all
Coming into
anthrax.
the strong posting season.
We are, indeed. These are very grievance related. Whenever we grieve things, we get a
Yeah.
lot of response. Here's Chris saying, Prada, sweatpants, and gay plaid shorts. While hearing you guys cover a grievance about the judgment of grievances, another grievance has found me. Jay, start the clock. Oh, here we go. Where's this clock here? I want to make a point. I'm with Mike. What's with guys named Nathaniel? They are assholes. And who's a Nathaniel that's even memorable? Even Bing struggled to find a Nathaniel that managed to spit out Mr. Abraham, who was an asshole, 11-year-old murderer. So to all Nathaniels out there, go by Nate. Don't be an asshole. Grievance over, Chris.
I don't even remember
Nathaniel.
this.
I mean,
No, a guy named Nathaniel emailed in, and I went, "Who the fuck?"
I think he
names
went
their
by
kid
Nate, though, dude. If I remember correctly, he
You guys
did
probably
go by
sat
Nate.
there and said,
I might have Nathanieled him. I
Is
might
that
have.
something that you guys would do?
I think
would.
he probably did.
You think I Nathanieled him up?
Now, assuming he was a Nathaniel,
He was.
is it wrong to be a Nathaniel?
You're the rare exception. You're sensitive to this because you take offense when Jasons go by J because you are an actual J.
Yeah.
Your birth name is J, or what? You're
I'll bet there's not many Nates out there who aren't Nathaniels. Well, maybe there are.
Yeah.
And yeah, these more recent
I mean,
times.
does a Tom exist that wasn't a Thomas?
Boy, probably rare.
You know. What?
But listen, Nate was on my short list for my kids. I had Manny, Russell, and Nate is my number 3.
Yeah.
And if we
Were your
had
kids
gone
transported here like you were, or were they birthed? on
Nate, they were
Earth?
actually birthed.
They were.
Yeah, they weren't beamed like
They
me.
weren't beamed like you. So
Listen.
when you were beamed here, you were just a JAY.
Yeah.
Very rare. Very rare.
Yeah.
Right? Do you know any other J's that are not lying and
I
posing
personally
as
don't.
J's, but are actual Jasons?
I personally don't. But the point on Nate is I would not have named my kid Nathaniel. I would have
Yeah.
named him Nate.
Yeah, but dude, that doesn't surprise me. I think most people would go, we're gonna Nathaniel
you.
him. We'll Nathaniel you, and then let you decide if you want to Nate up down the road. That's fine.
So he says if you
But
Bing
you don't have the option,
Nathaniel.
Jay. Your parents decided wherever they were decided to take Jason off the table for you. They despised the name Jason. They loved Jay.
I don't know that they despised it.
I think that- well-
Are you reading into this? I don't.
Look, Jay. All of us are given 2 names at birth, right? Erickson, and then he can go by Eric or Erickson. Michael, I can go by Michael or Mike. Your parents said, "Fuck that." We so despise Jason as a name. We're not even giving him the option. We're Jaying him up proper,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why else? There's no reason to not name you Jason and let you decide Jason. Right?
Yeah, I guess they just preferred Jay.
Yeah.
You're so not a
just
Jason too, by the way, in my opinion.
No,
Yeah.
you're not a Jason.
Like I would feel weird calling you Jason.
I bet you wouldn't if you only knew him as a Jason.
I do have friends who just, being a dick, call me Jason.
Yeah. Well, because you're a dick and you change everyone's name to their full name.
Yeah, maybe.
So, but you get that. How pleasurable is that to be like, suck a dick, actual name, Jay?
Yeah, I don't find great pleasure in it.
Oh,
but
I would. Oh, I would.
I like my name, but I don't find super huge pleasure. But Nathaniel, back to the writer's point, is a fucked up name, man. It's kind of like an old style, like old guy name.
So, would you put it in the category a Nathaniel? Is it like a, let's see, a Leopold?
Kind of, right? It's
Okay.
just kind of a weird, like, past its time name.
Yeah.
So I'll bet you these people named Nate. I bet there's a lot of Nates out there now that I think about it that aren't Nathaniels.
So
I bet
you-
that's one that people aren't necessarily shortening.
So if let's say Nathaniel had 2 brothers, right? You don't think there would be a Michael, a Christopher, and then a Nathaniel?
I don't feel like it. Do
I don't
you,
think
Isis?
so either.
No.
Yeah,
know?
it's really old style sounding.
If-
like
if-
Nathaniel Hawthorne, the author.
There you go.
Scarlet Letter. Yeah, I think he
Obviously,
did.
we all know that.
I think he did that. But Nathaniel Abraham, yeah. That's
Yeah.
I can't think of another one.
No, you can't make it to the top with the name Nathaniel.
Howard the Walmart greeter writes in, the grievance of people taking it 1 floor up on the elevator is bona fide as fuck. Here is
know.
how I address it. Listen to this tough guy.
All right.
I position myself so I have control of the panel. I get on the elevator and push the button for floor 10. Some guy gets on at 3 and asks for floor 4. I reach out and pretend to push the button and then stand so I shield the panel with my body / my computer bag,
Oh, I love
etc.
it.
When the elevator zooms past floor 4, I push the button for 4.
like,
When the door opens at 10, I just walk out. If they say anything, I just point to the panel and say, look, dude, I pushed the button. Better call the elevator company.
Well,
Yeah.
Howard is
It's
like
not my
8 feet
department.
tall and like huge, like a motherfucker.
Mountain of a man.
Right, like he can do things like that. He can play power plays like that.
Yeah, but to an extent. There's flaws in his game. If multiple people get on, all requesting floors, I need 5, I need 8, I need 3. he can't do that for all of them and get past 8 to 10 and then try to make up all the ones. He wouldn't even remember.
Well, I think his point
it's
is
a
just the
one-on-one game.
It's the one floor thing that bugs him. So 3 to 4. So if you're going from 3 to 8, dude, I have no problem with somebody going 3 to 8.
I don't either. Are there? That's even worse. You're telling me there's assholes in this world that will be on floor 3 and then elevator up to floor 4?
Like in a business environment?
And they're not shared up.
Yeah.
I don't believe, Mike, I don't believe that if you were in a building of 10 floors and you were going from 3 to 4, that you're finding the stairs to walk up the stairs.
You and this fucking hidden staircases, Jesus.
No, I just don't believe it.
Here's the reason I
believe that
would, and I believe everyone in this room would, if you're honest with yourselves. If your room in the hotel is right next to the elevator, shut up, E. You walk right out of your room, and the elevator is open, and no one's in it. It's like, well, I'm here. Jump in, 4, go. But if the elevator's right there, it's just easy. Why would I push the button and wait for this fucking cart to come? It's like, just push the door open, fly up the stairs, 1 floor.
Right.
There.
But you're assuming an elevator. When I think of a 10-floor thing, I'm thinking of an office building or something. If you were in some office building, I just don't believe that you wouldn't go from 3 to 4 in an elevator.
We were talking hotels. Now we're bringing
Okay,
office
Jake,
buildings into this?
Well, I mean, an elevator's an elevator.
My original grievance would apply
Okay.
to any elevator, whether it's hotel, business, whatever. If
Well,
dude, these people who hit 2, to me, it's like the fucking 2. You get in there, everybody's excited to get to their floor, and they go 2, and you're like, God damn you, man.
But, like...
Walk up the
It's
stairs.
different, though.
than 3 to 4.
What Easus is saying is different, though. It changes the game a little bit, because I think in an office setting... You'll have maybe 1 elevator, but 4 staircases in the corners. So it could be a real hike to get to the cornered staircases, at which point it's game-changing. Whereas in a hotel, they're usually next to each other. There's an emergency exit, and then there's an elevator right there, and it's like, no, I'm not... They're both right there. You know,
we'll just have to take his word for it, E.
I guess.
have you guys never hoteled up? You guys have been in hotels before.
Yes.
You guys have been in office buildings. I'm certain you have, Jay. I mean, so
I don't know.
am I off base here? If I'm off base, please tell me.
No, E's objection is he doesn't believe that you personally
I don't
would
give
do
a
that.
shit what he thinks. He goes down 20 flights of stairs to
And
shit on the floor.
Poops on the floor. I understand.
I'm telling you, because when I go to my fucking doctor's office, it's like that. I will elevator up 3 floors. When I leave, I walk down 3 floors of stairs.
Okay.
And they're right next to each other.
Just watch the Achilles.
And that's
Watch
fair,
the
though, right?
Achilles.
Three levels? Is that a fair enough elevator ride for you?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
totally fine with that.
All right.
Hey, we will save the rest for tomorrow, gentlemen.
Okay. Very good. Anything else going on? Are we good? Can we just get out of there? Maybe we'll do some extra content, Easus.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Talking about that earlier. I want to hear this hooker story you were talking about.
I'm telling you, there isn't.
All right, we won't do
Okay.
extra content then. Fine. See you guys tomorrow.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.